Hiya, my name's Charlie and welcome to my channel and welcome to my weekly reads. How are you guys? Have you had a good week? Let me know in the comments below. Before I get into like my weekly reads etc, I just wanted to quickly let you know that from next Sunday I'm going to be starting Vlogtober, so you'll get 4 weekly vlog videos of kind of like, they'll be like reading vlogs and slash just little snippets from the week. I'm not sure how exciting they'll be, but that's what I just work, because October is my birthday month, and so I just always like last year I did Vlogtober and I love looking back at those videos, and so I just thought I'd like to do it again this year. So yeah, that is the plan. And it'll be nice to have like a break from like sit down like videos like this, even though I do love doing these weekly reads obviously anyway, but yeah, it's fun to mix it up a little bit. Another thing I want to let you guys know about is that on Monday, as you watch this, literally the next day, at 7 PM BST, myself and Charlie are going to be interviewing the lovely Katie Lumsden from Books and Things. So we're going to have a little chat with her, etc. So you guys are all welcome to join. And if you have any questions that you want us to ask Katie, obviously you can either leave them in the comments. I've done a video. Me and Charlie have both done videos, requested questions, so you can put them on there, or just turn up at the live show and ask there, obviously. So yeah, welcome any of those options. So yeah, those are the things, sort of the admin-y type things. Now I'm going to get into the books that I've finished. Speaking of, obviously, Secrets of Heartwood Hall, I finished this at the weekend. I think like we'd done our chat, and then literally straight after the chat, I only had like maybe 2.5 hours left of the audiobook, so I just like treated myself to just listening and physically reading, like looking at it. So yeah, it was, I couldn't resist. I had to like consume the last of it. And I think a lot of us on the Voxer chat, because in case you guys don't know, we've been doing a group read of this on Voxer, and it's been so much fun. And yeah, loads of us some people have finished it even earlier, and then I think loads of us at the weekend were like, yes, we want to finish it because it's just such a great book. And yeah, I literally can't wait to chat with everybody about it at the weekend, and then also obviously like I said to Katie. So yeah, it's such a great reread. I'm so pleased. Like I said, one of my favourites of the year. So if you haven't checked out The Secrets of Heartwood Hall by Katie Lumsden, 100% do. So yeah, that's that one. Then I've got the day we did, so last week obviously we finally found out the Booker shortlist, and that day, Thursday is always a busy day, this is Thursday as I film this, so yeah, I was struggling to like get my shorties done because this is the last week after the shorty September, which you'll see in a minute. I'll talk about where the shorties that I finished. And so yeah, that night I was like needing something quite easy, and so I headed to the second in the Tea Dragon Society like little series, and I read the Tea Dragon Festival. I might actually read the third book, I think it's the Tea Dragon Tapestry, I think, or something like that. I might read that tonight actually, because I'm running out of time again today. Yeah, this was so much fun and brilliant as always. I really want to get matching covers, because I've got the first one I've got in paperback, and the last two I've got in hardback. So I maybe need to try and find the Tea Dragon Society, the first one, in hardback. I'm guessing that'll be easier. We'll see. So yeah, that's that. Then I finished the next day. Because I had been reading, reading Emily Dickinson's poems, and I was hoping to have finished that on the Thursday night, but sometimes you just can't rush poetry, so especially this kind of collection is actually bigger than I thought. It's only 100 pages, but I just didn't want to rush through them. So but yeah, I had finished that the next day, and I just love this beautiful edition. Emily Dickinson's poetry is something I've been wanting to read for a while, and I've actually owned this copy for quite a few years. I think I picked it up, and this is like a Barnes & Noble edition, but I picked it up I think in the Richard Booth shop in Hay-on-Wye a few years ago in either 2018 or 2019 anyway. So yeah, and I read The Poison with Bible by Barbara Kingsolver a few months ago, and in it one of the characters is obsessed with Emily Dickinson poetry, and so ever since then I've been like, I really need to read the blooming Emily Dickinson poetry, and I really loved it. She does use a lot of rhyming. This is to be noticed. If you don't like rhyming poetry, this might not be for you. But yeah, I just thought it was really, really wonderful, and definitely one I'm going to keep hold of and reread. The next one I finished was another one that obviously, like I told you, I'd only got 2 chapters left, and that is The Weekend by Charlotte Wood. And this is a book about, there's a group of 4 friends. One of them, Sylvie, has died, and so then it's kind of the other 3 come together at her house to sort of clear in one weekend they get together to help clear the house out. So it's about and these women are all in their 70s, so they're obviously older characters, and each of them have got something going on, and kind of obviously everyone's got their own like story, and so you hear about each of the women's stories, and it's sort of like how they've sort of like over the years they've sort of like drifted apart a little bit, but it's also about kind of like what is the glue that holds them together. So I just found that really interesting. It's a very character driven novel, so if you don't like that, again, this might not be for you, but I just friggin' loved it. I loved it so much. I loved her writing. I just really want to read some more by Charlotte Wood. Charlotte Wood is an Australian author, and I read this for Stray of September, and I'm so pleased I did. It was really, really gorgeous. So yeah, that's that. Then I finished Charlie, my friend Charles Heathcote, you guys know, has been saying to me about reading Frockodile for ages, because I love reading picture books. I help out at the library and I read books to the children like a couple of times a week, and so I'm obsessed with picture books. And so one of the books my friend Charlie had recommended to me was Frockodile, and I finally saw it in the library, and then I picked it up last week, and I was so pleased I did. And this is about our lead crocodile, who he basically finds a dress, loves the way he looks in it, so decides to, like, he's wearing it, and then some of the other animals spot him wearing it, and then in order to sort of like act like kind of like, I don't want to ruin the book actually. I'm not going to ruin the book because I'm going to tell you the whole story. So yeah, it's just really, really fun and really, really cute. Definitely check this out. It's just really wonderful. It made me smile a lot. So that's that one. Then I read on, kindly from NetGalley, I read The Little Red Wolf, which is basically a Little Red Riding Hood retelling, and it's like a picture book, but it's the story itself is actually quite dark. So yes, I wouldn't say it's for very young children, because the illustrations were gorgeous, but yeah, I definitely think it's a lot darker than what it appears to be. And again, I don't want to spoil it too much, but definitely one that I loved reading, and I was really, yeah, it just caught me off guard a little bit, which obviously I love. So yeah, check that one out. Speaking of NetGalley arcs, I might as well tell you about another one that I finished, which was Animal Tales from India, which was by Nikita Gill. I love Nikita Gill's poetry. I've read numerous poems by her, and this is her first picture book, I believe. And I can't remember who it's illustrated by, but the illustrations are gorgeous. This actually comes out the 12th of October, so the day before my birthday. And it's just super, super gorgeous. And the stories that I think there's like 10 retellings, and they're all from based upon myths and legends from Indian culture, which was just gorgeous. And yeah, they're just really short but really gorgeous. It's just beautiful, another beautiful storybook. So, and with loads of deeper meanings, because it's kind of like that sort of like Aesop's fables kind of thing. So yeah, it's another beautiful book. So that's that. Then I read another shorty I finished was The East End Tales by Gilda O'Neill. This is a non-fiction, and it's basically Gilda's account of growing up in the East End of London and sort of her memories. It's also interspersed with people in her like community that also other people in the community that and their memories. So this is very, very short, but it packs quite a lot in, and I just thought it was really, really interesting. My mum and her family all sort of grew up in London, and I used to hear loads and loads of stories, specifically from my great nan. I remember growing up and her telling loads of things about, like, an example being that one time she went to tea with Emmeline Pankhurst and the suffragettes, which was very exciting. So yeah, this was just like, I feel like this is quite close to my heart for that reason. So yeah, yeah, it was good. It was good. It wasn't like the best thing I've ever read, but it was good. It was good. I'm definitely pleased I read it. So that's that one. Then I read a poetry collection, and this is Helen Dunmore's poetry, Glad of These Times. And I've read, or DNF'd, I think it was A Spell of Winter by Helen Dunmore. I can't remember if I read the whole thing. I don't think it wasn't one I was super fond of. But this poetry, her poetry just blew me away. And there's one poem, I think it was Lemons, loads of them were really, really good. Lemons and Stars, the poem Lemons and Stars in particular I really liked, but this poetry collection is very accessible. I feel like if you're kind of like scared of poems and poetry or find it a little bit intimidating, I feel like this is quite a good collection for you to go to. I'm not great at talking about poetry, but these were just really, really good, and yeah, loved it. Those are all the books that I finished. So in terms of what I'm currently reading, audiobook wise, I have started listening to Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. This is like a wonderful, fantastical middle grade series, and we follow the lead character of Morrigan Crow, and she's basically is the cursed child, so she's due to die on her 11th birthday when something happens and she gets whisked away to a whole other world, and it starts this magical adventure kind of series. This is a whole series. It's full of like, the whole books are like full of magic and wonder and just gorgeousness. So if you want that kind of magical escapist, like give you feel good factor in a book, and really, really wonderful setting, and but yeah, it's just such a great series. This is a reread for me, and I wanted to listen to the audiobooks. This is what I'm doing. And this is also going to be my last book for Straya September, / it might work for a prompt, one of my prompts for Gothtober, because if it spills into October, which it might do depending on how long it takes me to finish. One of the prompts that I picked for Gothtober, that came up for Gothtober, was a sentient house thing, and whilst it's not a house, there's a hotel that Morrigan stays at, which is just so friggin' gorgeous. I wish I can't remember the name of it. I feel like the name is like flying around my head, and loads of you are screaming at the screen if you know the name of the hotel that Morrigan stays at. It's a magical hotel that kind of shape shifts to Morrigan's needs, etc. So yeah, I hope I can use this book for that prompt if it goes into that. So that's that. Then I also, so last week, a few people have been, right, this is quite, I'm going to show you what I've just started reading, like literally just yesterday. It's Learned by Heart by Emma Donoghue, and I've seen, this is a new release, obviously, you can see the new sticker, and loads of people are picking this up at the moment. I wonder if this could be like a women's prize kind of book. But specifically the reason I picked it up was I think I saw it on Shelley's Instagram, and she was reading it, and obviously like I just had FOMO, and so I just had to pick it up, so I was desperate to read it. And plus as well, I found out, so this book is about Anne Lister and a relationship she sparks up with a character I think called Eliza in this book when she's 14 years old, and it's so at a boarding school. So basically I was like, queer, boarding school, historical fiction, yes, sign me up. And so immediately I wanted to pick it up. And I have read, like I said, I started this just yesterday, and I read 30 pages already. The chapters are a little long. It's just a little bugbear of mine. So, but yeah, but the 30 pages I read, I loved. I literally loved it so much. Anne Lister was a real person from history, who was a famous landowner and she was just basically very ahead of her time, and she was just a big badass basically. And I just think she was amazing. And so this is kind of, like I said, following her in her childhood, but yeah, and it's based on real fact. So, I mean, yeah, it's cool. So that is that. I'm nearly done. So, right, in terms of the natty stuff, I'm so close to being done with my shorty September. I've still got to read today's shorty, but look, can you see? I've only got 3 shorties left, and we're literally nearly done for September. And so yeah, that's that. So that'll be really good. I definitely will finish all my shorties. I'm very excited for it. So that's that. So by the time you watch this, I would have finished all my shorties. That's good. I'll talk to you about them in the vlogs. So a couple of days ago, something very exciting was put online. It was the Doctor Who trailer. You guys that are watching, some of you, I don't know if you know, will know that I am obsessed with Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who so much. And so when the trailer came out, I was just like I was just all over it and I was so excited. It's a brilliant trailer. I'm literally, especially like there was a moment with Donna and I was just like, and yeah, I'm gasping. I just can't wait. So obviously we still have to wait till the end of November for, I think, till the first episodes, but it was nice just even having those little like nuggets, and any new little stuff that comes out and gets shown, I'm literally just so obsessed with. So yeah, that just made me very excited. That was brilliant. And then what else? Yeah, the shortlist was announced. If you guys want to see, I put mine and Charlie's reaction. It was just quite a fun evening actually. It was lovely chatting with you guys. So everyone that came to the live show, thank you so much. I love chatting with you guys, and it was yeah, we got Charlie Science got 4 out of 6 right. I was quite happy with that. That was quite fun. And I was like, especially because like the last book that got announced was The Bee Sting, and I was convinced the last book was going to be House of Doors. So when it was The Bee Sting, which obviously was one of my top 3, oh my god, I honestly, if I wouldn't have known, like obviously everyone was watching and I didn't want to like scream really loudly, but I nearly screamed. I really nearly screamed. I was bouncing, like, yeah, I was so excited for that. So yeah, that was fun. I've recently put my Victober video out, so if you guys want to watch that, I'll put that in the description. I'm excited for Victober coming up. So Victober's coming up, and I've got all my picks for Gothtober. Actually, do you know what I'll do? I'll put on screen the prompts that I've got for Gothtober, so you guys can see them here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, because I want to read by women in October, even though I have done my Victober TBR, everything I'm doing in terms of books is just going to be completely by women, apart from one committed buddy read, which I'm doing it's like a group read. We're doing The Tenant of Wildfell Hall on Voxer with a lovely bunch of my friends over there. As a group of people I read Frankenstein with, and so I'm so excited to be reading this with them, and we're doing it via the Audrey app again. So yeah, that's going to be really good. I'm excited for that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to just doing Vlogtober. I know it's just going to be really chill. I don't know exactly how much footage I'll get every week. Some vlogs will probably be longer than others. It just depends on obviously how busy I am, etc. But yeah, I think it'll be fun to change it up a bit. So yeah. I hope you guys are well. Make sure you guys come to the live show next week with Katie, / it'll be when you guys are watching it tomorrow, like I said, at 7 PM. Hope lots of you guys can join us, and yeah, let me know what you're up to, let me know what you're reading. Have a good old natter with me in the comments below. Take care, and sending you guys lots of love. Goodbye.